push already by the Department of Education to return to the... Yes, Director Ariola?
In addition, Mr. Chair, although we still need to be consulting our teachers and that of our learners, because of the aggressive shift, we'll be reducing the school year to something like 163. So we're considering the conduct of Saturday classes.
Director Ariola, for our benefit lang, what law or department order requires the minimum 180 days? With that, we can now resume this committee meeting. This committee meeting is now resumed. The next matter on our agenda is the school calendar. Deped, who in the Department of Education will give us... Yes, Honorable Fesnedi.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of the committee report on House Bill number 9274, Mr. Chair.
Yes, second then.
Second, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion by the Honorable Fresnedi, duly signed by the Honorable Roque, that we approve the committee report on House Bill number 9274. Is there any objection? Chair, none, same is approved. With that, again, let us now open the discussion on the oversight by the House of Representatives on the school calendar. Sa Department of Education, who would be, Central Office, who would be the authorized representative to brief this committee? Asik Alma?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
As contained in your letter, our immediate principal, the USEC for Curriculum and Teaching Strand, has been summoned to serve as resource person for this concern. Unfortunately, USEC China is out of the country on official travel, and so she instructed me to head the strand. And Mr. Chair and Your Honors, I am joined by some of the key officials of the Curriculum and Teaching Strand. So for the school calendar, Mr. Chair, please recognize Direct Ariola, the Bureau Director in charge of Bureau of Learning Delivery, has been charged since time immemorial in preparing the school calendar of Deped.
Director Ariola, you are the authorized representative of Department of Education, so you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So just an update, Mr. Chair, actually for the Department of, for school year 2024-2025, we're going to start the school year July 29. And we are taking the aggressive shift, and so we're considering March 31 as the end of the school year, so that the following school year 2024-25-26, will already be starting the school year by June, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Director Ariola. And I think, yes, so with that, the plan is to revert back to the old academic because of the heat. Again, ano po, no, para klaro tayo, this is the fault of nobody. But sa totoo lang, talagang init talaga eh. Hirap talaga yung ating estudyante and teacher. So, again, that is good that there's an aggressive push already by the Department of Education to return to the... Yes, Director Ariola?
In addition, Mr. Chair, although we still need to be consulting our teachers and that of our learners, because of the aggressive shift, we'll be reducing the school year to something like 163. So we're considering the conduct of Saturday classes, most likely, but it's not going to be every Saturday. There will just be certain Saturdays that we need to conduct, for example, distance learning, so that we'll be able to cover the competencies that might not be covered with the reduction of the school year, Mr. Chair.
Director Ariola, for our benefit lang, what law or department order requires the minimum 180 days? Because ang pagkaalam namin, we have a law which has a maximum of 220 days. Yeah. Pero in that law, parang hindi naman contained doon yung minimum number of days. So we just want to know ano yung batas o department order or policy that requires the minimum 180 days.
Actually, Mr. Chair, when we went over the two RAs, so you're correct when you mentioned that RA 7797 actually mentioned the lengthening of the school year until 220. And there's no law actually that speaks about 180 as the minimum. However, if we take a look at the total number of school days from 1990, school year 1993-1994 to present, Mr. Chair, the average numbers of school days even is 203. And I have to mention that when the curriculum was prepared, they calculated actually the 180 days as much as possible to be the minimum number of school days.
Rin, sa lahat, there is no law by Congress
That's right.
mandating a minimum number of days.
That's right, Mr.
The minimum number of days is imposed by Deped itself. Is imposed by Deped itself based on your curriculum.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, again, so pwede nyo maayos yung curriculum ninyo if the matatag curriculum is fully implemented with lesser competencies, lesser subjects, then it should not be a problem. But if you insist on the 180 days, we just want to know ano yung basics. Kasi kung maano nyo yung matatag curriculum, if fully implemented, binawasan nyo na yung competencies doon, binawasan nyo pa yung subjects doon, then that should be enough reason to be able to teach the proper lessons at the within the number of days less than 180 days.
Actually, Mr. Chair, the 163 event that I mentioned earlier even includes the end of school year rights, which is 2 days.
Pwede mag-adjust.
Yeah.
Yes, pasensya na. Yes, Honorable
Mr.
Fresnelli.
Chair, I would like to mention about Republic Act number 7797, or otherwise known as an act to lengthen the school calendar from 200 days, meaning to say the minimum is 200 days to not more than 220 class days.
That is not our interpretation, Honorable Fresnelli, because that is the maximum. The 200 used to be the maximum, in-extend yan to 220. That is not the minimum. Yes.
The maximum.
The maximum yun extend nila.
In-extend yung maximum.
Okay.
Yes, not the minimum.
Not the minimum.
Oo.
I stand corrected.
Yes. Unless, but that was confirmed earlier by Deped, unless you now have a different stand. The law itself extended the maximum, di ba? Yes. Please, yes?
Yes, Mr. Chair, but it did not mention of
Minimum.
the minimum.
Yes, that's
However, we tried to take a look at the documents when that law was actually, when the intent of RA 7797. And in the explanation, is it the explanation ito? In the explanation, it emphasized that the lengthening was really intended to improve or to increase the contact time. And if I may read, Mr. Chair. So, it says in that document which we took hold, the chair emphasized the express provisions that the daily teacher-pupil contact shall not be reduced to make up for the increase in school days, and that the additional class days must be devoted to the attainment of learning objectives. The reason being the proposed increase in school days is precisely to compensate the non-learning activities during the school year, Mr. Chair. However, we did not find any about the minimum number of school days, Mr. Chair.
Yes, so again, so from the Department of Education, there is no law mandating a minimum number of school days, but there is a maximum. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So with that, may issue pa bang iba doon? Tawagin na natin one by one unless any member wishes to say anything. Honorable Roque?
Mr. Chair, query lang po, Mr. Chair. Will this be affecting private schools, especially when some of schools are actually starting their school calendar on the first week of July? Will also, second question, will this be applicable this incoming school year?
This incoming school year, we will end of May. but the beginning of the next academic calendar will be end of July, and so that will apply for the next academic calendar. The query really is, does this order affect private schools?
No, Mr. Chair, because RA 11480 and RA 7797 mentions that a private school can actually start the school year not earlier than June 1st and the last day of August. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Fresnedi?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I would like to know if what would be the effect of this changing the school year, calendar year, to the inbound and outbound learners, Mr. Chair.
Director Ariola?
Most likely, Mr. Chair, the only learners who will be affected will be those learners enrolled in school, ending the school year most likely beyond July 29.
Fresnedi?
Well, I am referring to the scholarship or exchange students, Mr. Chair. As far as our agreement with, or the agreement of schools to a foreign schools, Mr. Chair.
Do we have agreements with the Deped schools with respect to exchange programs that will be affected by the aggressive return of the academic calendar? Exchange programs with for teachers kunyari in another jurisdiction, or for students in another jurisdiction, meron ba?
Mr. Chair, the student exchange program is being handled by our one office in our department, the EPS, External Partnership Service. We will discuss this concern with them. But in general, following the existing laws that we have on school calendar and the number of school days, as far as the Filipino learners, the adjustment of the school calendar will not affect them po. Kasi most of our private schools are still adopting we are really bound to adopt that existing law, not to open earlier than first Monday of June and last Monday of August. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Well, I am referring, Mr. Chair, about the exchange program with the foreign country, Mr. Chair, because the reason why we follow the calendar years of we change the calendar year is because the other countries has the same calendar year, so that there will be no abrupt or disruption. But with this aggressive move of the Deped to again alter the calendar school year, I believe that there are exchange program that will be affected by this change of calendar year, Mr. Chair.
1 minute suspension.
Kung meron man kayong mga komento tungkol sa mga isyong ito, maaari kayong magbigay ng mga reaksyon sa comment section na makikita sa ibaba ng bidyong ito. Maraming salamat, at kung ikaw ay interesado ng mga bidyong tulad nito, mangyaring suportahan ang channel na ito sa pamamagitan ng pagpindot ng like, pag-share ng mga video, at kung bago ka pa lang sa channel na ito, please subscribe sa channel na ito at pindutin ang notification bell at piliin ang all upang maabisuhan ka para sa mga paparating pang mga videos.